Nah, honestly, man, you've got to give it to Dortmund. Wow, honestly. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. Or as we would say in German, herzlichen Glückwunsch. Borussia Dortmund, Champions League Finalist 2024. Who would have thought that? Who would have thought that? If you would have told anyone at the start of the season Borussia Dortmund would go to the Champions League final, they'd probably call you crazy. After 1997, after 2013, Borussia Dortmund are now in the Champions League final for the third time in their history. And honestly, I can only say this is football heritage. PSG, I've been telling you guys that this project is a failed project. Nasser El Khalifi, your project is a failed project, my friend. Apart from Man City, who've done it last season, I guess it's true what they say. You really cannot buy the Champions League. You cannot buy your way to the Champions League. Shall we start with PSG? Let's start with PSG. But before we get into it, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. You know the face, you know the name. Aaron here, back again. Shout out to everybody always tuning in, showing love, respect, support, commenting, liking, sharing, all of that good stuff. I appreciate every single one of you. It's road to 13k. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do me a favor and do just that. And also smash a like on the video. It's free, man. It's free. And you help me more than you think by smashing the like button. So if we can get to 100 likes, I would really appreciate it. So, back to the game. And I did say, let's start with PSG. Okay, so let's start with them. That is probably... This display today from PSG was better than last week. Because last week they looked a bit... It wasn't really a It was like a collective no-show. It was a collective no-show. Nobody really stood out. Nobody really wanted to take the game by the scruff of the neck. The people that you thought would do it didn't do it. Mbappe didn't do it. Dembele didn't do it. Fabian Ruiz didn't do it. Kolo Muani didn't do it. He didn't even feature in the game today because he was so poor last week. Borussia Dortmund made PSG look average today. And that was probably the most disappointing thing. Because they did have chances. And it was crazy that because I think across the two legs, they hit the woodwork 6 times, I think. And today, 4 times. Mbappe hit the crossbar. Zaire Emery hit the post. Nuno Mendes hit the post. Who else hit the crossbar? Vitinha, he hit the crossbar. So they could have had 4 goals today. They could have had 4, but it wasn't meant to be. And yeah, like I said, Borussia Dortmund made them look very, very average. And I'm not saying that Borussia Dortmund were dominating or anything like that. No, but they just had defensive discipline. They defended well. They cleared everything they had to clear. And they done their job, man. They done their job. And again, I'm looking at the protagonists in the PSG team. Kylian Mbappe, when you had to must, you didn't must. Shout out to the guys on Big Six. Ousmane Dembele, again, he didn't have his best of games, but every time the going gets tough, how is it that Ousmane Dembele is outshining Kylian Mbappe in the same team? I find it very, very strange. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not having a go at Mbappe because I can see you lot complaining in the comments already. I'm not criticizing him or heavily having a go at him. But I am criticizing the performance because you're the main man. You're meant to be the talisman. And you were the one that said before the 2 legs against Barcelona, you were the one that said, I am not going to hide. I'm not going to hide. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy that in a game of such a magnitude and really and truly, realistically speaking, Mbappe should be taking that defense for a dog walk because he's got the pace. He can get past anyone if he really wants to. But to think that Ryerson, Norway's right back, had Mbappe in his pocket is mental to say. But shout out to the Dortmund defense, but I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, man, PSG's display today was beyond poor, man. It was so poor. Some of the leaders in that team didn't stand up when they had to. Marquinhos. I mean, come on, at your big age, with your experience, you're the captain, you wear the armband, and you're making schoolboy errors like leaving Mats Hummels completely free at the back post. I mean, if I was the manager, I would be seething if I saw that, because my most experienced centre-back can't make those errors. If it's the new guy, I forgot his name, is it Berardi? No, it's not Berardi. Sorry, please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, which I am, but please tell me his name in the comments. Because he's new and he just came in January, I'll give him a blight. Do you know what I mean? I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, and he's young. But Marquinhos, the most experienced centre-back, and you're making errors like that? Nah, I'm not having that. If I was a fan as well, if I was a PSG fan, I'd be fuming. So, yeah, man, it's beyond poor, man. But PSG have been poor for a long time. When it comes to their attack in front, like I said, Ousmane Dembélé was not at his best, but out of the three that played up front today, he was the best out of the bunch. Mbappe, no show. Gonzalo Ramos, no show. Who else? Asensio, no show. Barcola, no show. What's going on, guys? What's going on? And the quest for a Champions League title continues. The only one that can leave PSG, the only one that can leave the pitch with this head held high from that PSG team is Vitinha. That guy was outstanding today. Absolute top draw. So big up Vitinha, man. And as for Borussia Dortmund, you couldn't write a better history, man. These guys, and listen, when I was living in Germany, I didn't really support Dortmund. Like I wasn't rooting for them. I always had a preference towards Bayern when I was living in Germany. I always had that. So, yeah, but it's still beautiful to see for German football. And as I always say, it's the perfect time because all the German players are peaking at the right time. At the right time. And honestly, that was a collective, strong, defensive, solid performance from Dortmund today. They did what they had to do. They knew the game plan from the beginning. Sit back, soak up the pressure, go on a counter-attack. If you can score from one, cool. But still maintain that low block and try and defend for your lives until the end because they already had the goal from the first leg. So I've got to give credit to them, man. The goal, I've explained it already, Mats Hummels. In fact, play the clip. Mats Hummels, again, 35 years of age, and this is how he performs in the Champions League. Come on, like Nagelsmann, these two, they're going to give you a headache. That's what I'm going to say. That is all I'm going to say. Julian Nagelsmann, you have the obligation to call this guy up. You have the obligation to call this guy up for the Euros. If you don't, there might be riots in Germany. I'm not going to lie. And also, I was wrong about Nico Schlotterbeck. I hold my hands up. You guys know me on this channel. If I'm wrong, I'll hold my hands up and say I was wrong. I was wrong about Nico Schlotterbeck. Bring him to the Euros as well. Like, all the German players are peaking at the right time. Emre Can, solid performance as a captain. Hey, listen, he might be in contention for the Euros as well because, you know what I mean? Julian Brandt goes under the radar quite a lot because he doesn't have these, how do you call him? He doesn't have the superstar traits. He's not gonna be the one to bag one from like 30 yards and all of that, but the guy is quality, man. On the ball, very neat. His passing is very neat. Takes care of the ball. His passes are well taken care of. Another candidate to go to the Euros. Karim Adeyemi. Defensively, over the two legs. That is an incredible shift he's been putting in. Incredible shift. Jadon Sancho. Yesterday, Manchester United lost to Crystal Palace 4-0. The day after, Jadon Sancho qualifies Dortmund to go to the Champions League final. Poetic. Absolutely poetic. Niklas Füllkrug. 2.5 years ago, this guy was playing in the second tier of German football with Werder Bremen. Fast forward to 2024, this guy's about to play in the Champions League final. See how quick football can go. And of course, Marco Reus. And bro, the way I said that football is poetic and the way this story is poetic, Marco Reus announced during the week, of course, as you guys know, Marco Reus announced during the week that he is going to leave Borussia Dortmund at the end of the season. And his last ever game for Dortmund is going to be the Champions League final. Poetic. Like, only football writes these kind of stories. These kinds of storylines, you'll only find them in football. This is why we love the sport, man. This is why we love this sport. And you know what? Just for the sake of it, Champions League final, I want Bayern Munich to win because them man need to run 2013 back. They need to run it back expeditiously. Nah, but honestly, man, everybody in that Dortmund team can be proud of themselves. Edin Terzic. Now, a lot of you guys in the comments, or some of you guys in the comments told me that, there are a couple of concerns about, his style of management and stuff like that. I remember you guys told me in the comments. So who should Dortmund appoint next if they decide to get rid of him? Let me know in the comments if that's your thought. But honestly, Dortmund fully deserve this. They fully deserve this. I couldn't think of another team that deserves this more. And even if they don't win the final, this story's gonna live in their minds forever. And I know I'm playing the romantic right now and I'm doing this whole football romanticism and stuff. Listen, Dortmund, the whole club is built on that. Do you know what I mean? The whole club is built on that. So congratulations to Dortmund. Congratulations to my guy, Jadon Sancho. Champions League final. Do you know how crazy it would be for Jadon Sancho to turn up at Carrington for pre-season training with this Champions League medal? Are you crazy? Again, poetic. And I want it to happen. Unless they buck Bayern in the final. Because then I'd have a slight bias towards Bayern. But yeah, man, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I absolutely love this Champions League tie today. Tomorrow, Bayern Munich against Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu. That's going to be electric. I can't wait to watch that. So yeah, man, make sure you keep your eyes locked on my channel. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, comment. And I will see you tomorrow for the review of Bayern Munich against Real Madrid. It's going to be very, very entertaining. That's why we love the Champions League, baby. The champion.